Man, it's time to go. It's time to get up and go, Shakur. Time to pack your bags, clean out your locker, and you gotta get the fuck up out of there, dogs. However, which way when your contract ends, I'm not even sure when that contract is up on Top Rank, but you gotta get the F up out of there, Slim. Your promoter ain't got no love for you, dog. Forget about it. Them fellas ain't got no kind of love for you, G. Them fellas gonna try set you up. He was probably really rooting for the man Oscar Valdez. You know how Bob Arum be, right? B Marsh Boxing, what's happening, world? I'm back at it with another boxing video. So you know what this man Bob Arum said? I'm gonna read you verbatim, quote for quote, what he said. So I ain't gonna mince his words. You're gonna get it straight up from the 90-year-old horse's mouth. This is what the man Bob Arum said basically about Shakur Stevenson's unification, future endeavors on unifications, etc. This is what he said. He said, quote, fuck being the unified champion. Screw that. There's not a person in this room that knows the WBA champion or the IBF champion. So who wants to put those fights on? They're not going to draw shit. End quote. That's what the man Bob Arum said basically about a unification possibility now with the man Shakur Stevenson holding two of the four fragmented straps. The other two out there, the WBA and the IBF. But basically Bob Arum is killing and poo-pooing those fights, you know what I mean? Now the WBA strap is held by what's the guy's name? Roger Gutierrez. He's 26-3 with one loss, 20 KOs. He's on Golden Boy Promotions. And the IBF strap is held by former PED cheat from Japan. Uh, what's his name? Kanashi Ogawa or something? Kenichi Ogawa, who is 26 wins, one loss, one draw, 18 KOs, and one no contest. And that's the fight he got popped for PEDs, I believe, after the fight with Devin Haney. I said Devin Haney, excuse me. What's that cockeyed kid from Philly's name? Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? He lost to Jojo Diaz. Right, that guy. So those are the other two title holders in the division. And Bob Arum is basically clowning these guys and basically disrespecting Shakur Stevenson in the meantime, in between time. Now, if you saw the press conference last week between Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson, the man, right when they was about to set up the press conference for Valdez and Stevenson to get on stage, Barbarian walked off. It looked very awkward. He walked off and did not return. The guy who was hosting the press conference, he asked Stevenson about, and both of them actually, about, he was basically saying, oh, Bob Arum loves you guys so much and he's so torn. This is an in-house fight, top rank versus top rank, and blah, 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 trying to sell a sob story. Shakur Stevenson was like, man, Bob Arum should be here, dogs. This is a big fight. He's a promoter, so he should be here. But it's not a coincidence that the man Bob Arum just walked off right when both guys were about to do the press conference. Now, Oscar Valdez could feel disrespected as well, or feel it the same way as Shakur Stevenson did, but he seemed like he had no qualms with it as opposed to Shakur Stevenson. Now, why would Bob Arum walk off? You know what I mean? What kind of promoter is that? So Bob Arum at 90 years old, man, he's not being very diplomatic. As a matter of fact, he's acting very childish with his statements, from his actions on at press conferences, etc. It's like he's showing the man Shakur Stevenson no support. But if you guys are surprised, I'm not. You know how Bob Arum rolls, especially when he has a black fighter. You see what Bud Crawford did? He got the F up out of there. He ain't re up with his top rank package. Said forget about it. Looks like the man Shakur Stevenson is possibly on the way to doing that. Maybe that's why the man Barbarian is in his feelings. I don't know. But a fight that they're definitely gonna try and make for Shakur Stevenson if a unification with the other two guys is out of the question. Because according to Barbarian, that's like, what's the point of unifying with those guys? Maybe Shakur Stevenson wants to become undisputed. How about that? Why you gonna speak for the man and just say it's a shit show? Nobody cares about those guys. Blah blah blah. So this is what Bob Arum said about the possibilities of fighting other guys besides unifying the straps at 130. He said, "quote Shakur could defend titles against other fighters at 130. There's a lot of good fighters, and that he can fight at 130. Not the jabronis who are champions of the WBA and IBF." End quote. Them fellas called Gutierrez and Kenichi Ochoa jabronis. Could you believe that shit, man? Them fellas ain't do nothing to the man, Bob Arum. Bet you Bob Arum won't say that shit to their face, because all them fellas got to do is buck at the man. Huh! Buck at the man, Bob Arum. Slim might have a heart attack right then and there. Well, okay, look, if you're not going to try and make a co-promotion with Golden Boy or Eddie Hearn to unify the straps with Deshaun, I said Deshaun Stevenson, excuse me, Shakur Stevenson, you don't got to call them fellas jabronis. Them fellas ain't do nothing to you. You know what I mean? Again, disrespect to Dosa Shakur Stevenson. What if he wants to fight those guys? You calling them jabronis. If he beats these guys, what the world gonna call him? Because the man Bob Arum gaslit him, called him a jabroni. You know what I'm saying? But I'll read you one more quote. This is basically about Shakur Stevenson's performance versus Valdez. He said, quote, "I thought he was terrific. Valdez is a tough, tough fighter, but Shakur is special. Shakur is special." End quote. So all that BS he was talking, just to say at the end of the day, Shakur Stevenson is special. I'm trying to tell you, Shakur Stevenson, do what you gotta do, but do not re-up on top rank. And I'm not saying that other than the fact that the man Bob Arum is disrespecting all the fighters at 130 who have these fragmented straps. And not only that, he's disrespecting his uh prize commodity and the man Shakur Stevenson. You know what I mean? He wasn't even there for his press conference. You check it and still to this day gave no explanation why not. Yeah, I mean, it's the co-host, I'm sorry, the host of the press conference who tried to make excuses for Bob Arum. So Bob Arum, man, you need to do something with yourself. Get your shit together, or just gracefully bow out the game and let some younger people, some younger CEOs and COOs handle the BI top rank, and hopefully they can do a better job than what Bob Arum has been doing lately. You know what I mean? Look at this, man. I ain't never seen in my life nobody ever, except fanboys. You know, fanboys will defend an undisputed or unification fight not happening for their favorite fighter. But I've never seen a promoter come out here and try to kill a unification fight when his fighter, possibly the best fighter he has on his stable, just came out of a unification. And this fight was on ESPN regular TV that's going to propel him to more eyeballs, you know what I mean? More of an audience. You're getting more unifications, more people gonna know him. Barbarian, man, your business practices are ass backwards, and I'm gone. Be March Boxing. If you're new to the channel, please share and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm gone. Peace.